Good afternoon, members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, also here on Facebook, those who follow my YouTube channel. How's everybody doing this afternoon? I hope everybody is doing great. As for me, I'm just relaxing. Just wanted to talk about certain things, of how important it is to maintain a love foundation. What does the love foundation mean, brothers and sisters? That means that when you have a love foundation, that means that you have forgiven. You've forgiven anybody in your past, which is part of love. And then from that, you have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. In saying that, when you have a love foundation, you shouldn't be quarreling with anybody or coming in anybody in a negative way. Because if you are doing that, then the love foundation that you have is not 100% real, right? Because you're dwelling in negativity. And that's one thing you cannot do, is dwell in negativity. We are not perfect, just like I am not perfect, and sometimes we respond a certain way to individuals because of what we might be going through. People don't know Abe CS, or they know me for the videos that I make, but they don't know what I've been through. The things that I've witnessed, the things that I've seen, the things that I had to do just to be here amongst the living. I had to fight for my life, being a combat veteran, being in the front lines, facing the elite Medina Republican Guard, which was Saddam Hussein's number one guard. They had ran Russia out of that area, and that's what we had to face. So the odds were stacked against us, but when you have Jesus Christ in front of you, as you can see, I'm still here, and we came out with a victory. The front line, which was the line I was on, we sustained all of the army. The front line sustained all of the army. Normally in combat, the first to go, the first to die is the front lines. We sustained whatever came our way, and we overcame them. And when you train hard, plus you place everything in Jesus Christ, He makes things happen. I know that before we went into battle, that we got together, we prayed for Jesus Christ to protect us. And I knew that as you place Jesus Christ first, He can make things happen for you, especially if you're doing it out of true faith, a true love foundation, true belief in Him. He'll make things happen for you, just like He made things happen for me and my brother in arms that were with me in combat in the front lines. I stay in touch with my brothers. Some are still living, and some have already crossed over. But I stay in touch with my brother in arms that serve with me in the front lines. That's something, brothers and sisters, that it's like a bond. When people win a championship, right? Like football, baseball. These guys are not placing their life on the lines. They're winning championships because they're playing a sport, right? But in what I was involved in, they get the honor and glory of winning a title, but their lives are really not in danger compared to what me, my brothers in arms had to endure, had to go through. They expected us to, bottom line, it's a do or die situation. So we did what we had to do in order to survive. We watched each other's back, even though We were of different ethnic, different nationalities. We're all wearing the same uniform. So I had the backs of all my brothers that were in the front lines with me. That's what we're supposed to do, right? As an army, as a unit, as a company, as a brigade, we're supposed to have each other's back. I'm just talking to you a little bit, brothers and sisters. We got Brother Christopher Thomas, Sister Madeline. So people don't understand, why I always say I have to maintain the Love Foundation, because I see what can happen when you do not have a Love Foundation. There's many things that can happen when you're angry, when you have hatred in your heart, when you're doing wicked things, when you're being vengeful, conniving, and you're doing things that you're not supposed to be doing. Maybe at the time that you're doing that, it might think that you have some kind of power trip. But in all seriousness, that's just an opening for you to get spiritually attacked, because the things that you're doing are not good. They're bad. I remember the people that died in combat. The people that we were fighting. I remember some of them giving up. I remember some of them losing their lives right in front of me. Because I was the driver and I could see everything in front of me. So I was seeing everything that was happening. Life is precious. Even in a combat situation, life is precious, because we're all supposed to be brothers and sisters. There shouldn't be no wars. There shouldn't be a lot of things, but that's part of the balance. There's the battle between good and evil is always there. I see it when people are affiliated with somebody, right? When there's affiliations with people, people choose sides, people take sides. Well, I'm going to tell you like this, that if we're divided, we're not going to be able to fight and win the unseen spiritual war. The only way the unseen spiritual war is going to be able to be defeated, or should I say we can overcome it, is through unity, through having peace within yourself. Why it's important to have peace? Because forgiveness, peace, and love go together. Some people used to call it, what was it? Love, peace, and tranquility. That means tranquility is another one. That means that you're calm, you're relaxed, you're at peace with yourself, you're feeling good, you have the Love Foundation, and everything's going good in your life because you're not allowing any form of negativity to affect your heart, your mind, your body, or your soul. Sometimes you have to extend olive branches to people, just to let them know that you don't have nothing against nobody. Like I said, everybody chooses their own path, how they want to be. Me personally, I'd rather have my Love Foundation, in which it includes everything that I've said. For me personally, because of what I've been through, of what I've seen, of what I've witnessed, and I know that it's important to maintain the Love Foundation always, with everything that happens in this world. Do people play games? Somebody can tell you I love you, but they're not meaning it. Somebody can say they have peace, but they're not meaning it, because of because of the works that they're doing, because where they're dwelling, right? So they can say they have peace, but if they're doing bad works and they're coming at you in a negative way, honestly, do they really have peace? When I say I have a Love Foundation, That includes everything: peace, tranquility, in which basically I don't allow people coming at me in a negative way to affect me. I don't accept it. It's always deflected. It doesn't matter who it is. I'm gonna tell my love foundation regardless. Somebody could be right in my face, telling me something, cussing at me, and I'm not allowing that to enter my love foundation. I just deflect it back because that's part of spiritual warfare. I've been through so many spiritual battles all throughout my life that I know how important it is to deflect any form of negativity. We see the forms of negativity a lot through our Facebooks, right? There's a lot of trolls. There's a lot of people mocking people and things like that, and we're just going back and forth with the mocking and the playing of the games. Me, I'm choosing to stay away from all that. I got a mission to do. If I focus too much on that, then I'm not able to do my mission, and my mission is to awaken all my brothers and sisters spiritually. What does it mean when I say to awaken all my brothers and sisters spiritually? That means even those that are being spiritually bonded, even those that are on the wrong path. That's what I'm doing. That's what I do. I help out people, even those that are the ones that are spiritually bonded. I've helped out people in the past that have literally been possessed by this unseen forces, and I've rebuked the demons out of them through Jesus Christ and helped them. I let them know what was going on. I found out what the spiritual opening was that they had and assisted them, in which they was able to get their life back in order because they asked for forgiveness and they repented for the sins for what they did against God. How you doing, Brother Anthony Pace, Cousin Jesus Carvajal? There was like I said, I've witnessed this battle. I'm talking about literally the unseen war. Of course, y'all heard the stories of when I was in Mexico with a medicine woman, but the one that really stood out the most to me was when I was with my grandfather. It was raining outside. We had 2 chicken coops, and one of the chicken coops, I had already gotten the eggs. I like collecting the eggs from the chickens, right? So we collected the eggs from the chicken coop, and there was another one that we had that was like a little cabin. It was a little bit bigger. So and it had more chickens. So I was gonna go in there and collect the rest of. I do got Anthony Pace, Cousin Jesus, and Sister Kat, Sister Madeline. How y'all doing? So my grandfather, it was raining, and we had a blackberry tree. It was a pretty big blackberry tree. And he told me to stay underneath the blackberry tree so I won't get wet too much. To stay there, because what was happening is the chickens, they were going crazy, and he was saying that there was a possum in the little chicken coop, that there was a possum in there, and he had to go scare the possum out. So he went in there. He was already old. You could say he was up there like 75, possibly 80, because he could barely walk. He would walk real slow. And he went into there, and I'm looking. I'm like at that time I'm like 4 years old, 5 years old. I was young. I was small, young, and all I know is I started hearing him screaming. Like something's happening to him. He was screaming real loud. So I got a little stick, picked it up from the ground, and I said, I'm gonna go fight this possum, or that's attacking, that's doing something to my grandfather, right? So when I walked into the chicken coop, this is what I witnessed. Like I said, I've been fighting spiritually for a very long time. What I witnessed spiritually, brothers and sisters, was my grandfather was elevated in the air. His feet wasn't even touching the ground. I didn't see nothing having him in the air. And scratches were appearing on his body out of nowhere. You know, like scratches were just coming out of nowhere. So I'm seeing him bleeding where the scratches are happening on his body by an unseen force, which means they were in spirit or disembodied form. So as I'm looking closer, I witnessed something. I seen a dark shadow figure, what we call in Spanish, bulto negro, with red eyes. It looked like a red glow. I'm not going to say eyes. I'll say a red glow, like it had some kind of energy. And it's looking at me and I'm looking at it. So I start feeling the presence of the heavenly angels with me, behind me, because I could feel it. You know, even then I was gifted when I was a young boy. So I'm feeling the presence of the angels, like they're there to protect me. And as I'm looking, that bulto negro, dark shadow with a red glowing energy eyes, it drops my grandfather. It looks at me and it lunges at me. When it lunges at me, it's not lunging at me like it's got a body. He's lunging at me and turns into black smoke as it's coming at me, straight at me. So as it's coming straight at me, I can still feel the presence of the angels even stronger around me. Like I felt a bubble of protection around me. So I felt this energy around me that was protecting me spiritually, that dark shadow, bulto negro, instead of hitting me directly, it went out, broke the window. He had it enough manifestation to break the window. It broke the window and went out the window through a hole, made a hole in the window, and it went through the hole, out through the hole. All the smoke, or should I say, not smoke, disembodied form, right? Because it was a spirit, but it was all the black disembodied form of spirit went out the little hole on the window. After that, I could hear my uncles, my grandmother trying to find out what was going on. You know, like I said, I was just a kid. I told them bulto negro, you know, which means dark shadow. And my grandfather was all cut up that he had to go to the hospital. He had stitches all over his body, on his face, on his back. He was all scratched up by this disembodied form. The thing is that I believe, you know, this is how dangerous these things are, brothers and sisters. That they'll attack an elderly person that cannot defend themselves. But he might have had some spiritual openings. I don't know, because by the time I was only 5 when he was already old, and he passed away a couple of years later. I don't know really too much of what he's been through or anything like that. The only thing I know is what I witnessed. So I was only 5 when I witnessed this. And from then on, it's kind of like I've been fighting spiritually all my life. That's why I say to always maintain the Love Foundation, to me, I'd rather have peace, because peace, you have no hatred, no anger, no vengeance towards nobody. And if for anybody that's doing the spiritual works, whether you're doing a podcast, where you're doing boots on the ground, whether you have your little group or whatever you're trying to accomplish, one thing that you do need is should I say, a Love Foundation and peace in order for you to do this works. Because if you go out to those locations that are hot, where they might have spotted a Bigfoot, a dogman, a witch, a shapeshifter, etc. If you go out there without a Love Foundation, with anger, hatred, and vengeance, you might be targeted by what's there in that area, because they'll see the spiritual opening that you have. So that's why I rather choose, well, a love foundation. All this time for about a year, all these things that were happening that I didn't even start, right? Because I didn't start nothing. All I was doing is defending myself. All this for about a year, I've been defending myself. I just wanted the people that were coming up against me to find it in the heart to change their way, right? To truly have a love foundation, to truly have peace within themselves, to truly be who they say they are, but truthfully through Jesus Christ. It's up to a person to be how they want to be. Only they know if they're 100% true to themselves, if they truly have a true 100% peace within themselves, if they truly have 100% a love foundation. Only they know. I cannot answer the questions for them. Only they know what's within heart. But spiritually, since we're all spiritually connected, I can tell you like this. I know when somebody's being sincere, and I know when somebody is not being true or true. I know spiritually. It's within me. The only thing I can say is this, that I hope that all the people, because we need to stay united, brothers and sisters, because it's going to get pretty serious pretty soon. Look, I can tell you like this, there's been a lot of activity happening around my home that I haven't gone back out to the field to investigate, because I believe I don't need to do that no more. Last time that I went out there, I got ambushed by many of them that I almost didn't make it out of the woods. I made it out of the woods, but I paid a price. The price that I paid was I was messed up. I've been injured for about 4 months now. All for what? They're trying to awaken my brothers and sisters, I know God knows what I was trying to do or what I'm trying to do, because there's times that he tells me, okay, stand up for yourself spiritually. Make a spiritual stance against these unseen forces that are coming to your home, making their presence known. So I'm just here to let you know that and all these times that I've been going out there investigating, a lot of things have been happening, right? Like I said, there was a lot of trolling, a lot of fake accounts, a lot of things coming at me in a negative way, because I don't know why they were doing that. But they continued for about a year, right? For a year. It happened for a year. So all that time that I'm doing my spiritual works, when I go investigate, everything that was being done to me was on top. It was always with me. So that by itself could be a spiritual opening for me to get spiritually attacked. When you're going back and forth with people and it's stopping you, preventing you to maintain a love foundation. That's why I choose now. I choose not to have all that drama in my life, because I don't need that. I am who I am. I am truly a combat veteran that fought in the battle of Medina Ridge and destroyed the Medina Republican Guard and the other armies that were there with them, that were behind them. We let a couple of tanks go. That's all I can tell you. At the same time, spiritually, I have to maintain my love foundation. I'm telling you like this. If people are not sincere and they're continuing to play the games that they're playing, the unseen forces, sooner or later, because they can get what they're targeting, they might go for those individuals that are playing the games, because that's what they do. You know, I've seen it happen where people promise people something. I'm talking about the balance. I've seen it where, how you do it, doing haunted takes it unhaunted. How you doing? I've seen it where we'll go to witches and warlocks. I've seen it where witches promise what they worship, certain things. And they promise, for example, okay, we see this person here, he's strong spiritually. We're going to come after him and we're going to do something to him in your honor. So when they come at me spiritually, I don't accept that negativity they're trying to throw my way, or the shade they're trying to throw my way, right? So I deflect it. So they made a promise to something that they couldn't keep. So what happens to those individuals that they made a promise to something that they believe in that they couldn't keep? Well, whatever negativity they try to throw my way and I deflect it back, it goes back to the sender, in which the things start happening to them, but it's nothing dealing with me. It's just me not accepting the negativity. I don't accept it. So it goes back, deflects back to the sender. So basically, they're doing their own self-harm because the negativity they try to send over, I don't accept it. So it goes back to the sender. I've witnessed this all throughout my life, time and time and time again. Sometimes when one person cannot accomplish a mission coming up against me spiritually, they gather up in twos. They gather up in threes. They gather up in fours. They gather up in numbers to come up against them spiritually. And even then, when they come in numbers, it's the same result. I deflect it. It goes by how they come at me, what they're trying to do. It goes back 7 times fold to each, 7 times fold to each person that are, so if it's 7 times, and there's 7 people, that's 49 times fold. But, you know, you add the numbers times 7. And that's what I've witnessed. You know, I've seen a lot of people that are on the other side of the balance, that things happen to them, but it's all by their own demise, you know, because of what they were trying to do, how they were trying to come up against me spiritually. I'm going to tell you like this. I can say certain things a certain way. Make it seem that I'm upset, but I'm not really upset. I'm just talk that way. Just because I make something seem like I'm mad doesn't mean that I'm really mad. Like I said before, having a love foundation is very important for me. So that comes first before anything else. Maintaining a love foundation. That's the way I overcome the unseen forces / enemy. I overcome them with the love foundation that they dislike. They don't want you to have a love foundation. Why don't they want you to have a love foundation? Because in a love foundation, like I said before, there's peace, tranquility, there's a forgiveness, and there's a relationship with the Heavenly Father that He blesses you with the spiritual gifts of discernment. They don't want that. They want you to be bonded. They want you to go after people. They want you to argue, because arguing, having hatred in your heart, it's a win-win situation for them. They want you to fight. They want division, because it's a win-win situation for the unseen forces that are in standby, ready to, should I say, bond or possess somebody, because that's what they want. Division. I know that we're just humans, and people are supposed to be held accountable for their actions while we're here living in this world, right? But at the same time, if you're spiritually gifted and you're able to tell what's going on, we have to pray for people also. People that might be spiritually afflicted, spiritually bonded, prayer is very important as we continue to do the works that we do, how we want to be as an individual. I like a La Foundation. I know how bad it is or how it feels to have a black heart. Because at one point in time in my life, I had a lot of hatred, a lot of anger, I had vengeance, etc. At one point in time in my life, I was like that. And it's that good, a good feeling going to sleep like that and waking up like that. It's not a good feeling at all to be that way. When I decided to have a love foundation and forgive individuals, that feeling that came over me was an amazing feeling. It's kind of like I got a thumbs up of approval through the Heavenly Father because of the acts of forgiveness that I did. Right off the bat, I felt the big change, and the big change that I felt that my heart wasn't black, that my heart had love. And when He started blessing me with the spiritual gifts of discernment, now that's an awesome feeling, man. I'm telling you, Dad, right there. Imagine this. My hair is standing up just talking about this because I'm feeling the Heavenly Father's presence here around me right now. Imagine being blessed, knowing things that are to come before they even happen. Or having the spiritual blessing through the Heavenly Father to be able to see somebody that's being bonded, possessed by an unseen force, demonic presence, unclean spirit, whatever you want to call them. But He blesses you with the wisdom and knowledge to be able and free that people from that individual that's being bonded, freeing them from that bondage. Whether you say, God bless you, I love you, I tie, bind, and rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name, or say, I take authority over you, be gone, leave them alone, right? And they leave because you're being used as a vessel and you're being blessed. You have the authority to be able to do that. That's an awesome feeling. And like I said, I've been on the other side when it was like a roller coaster ride. Things wasn't going my way. And it's kind of like when you go on a roller coaster ride, you get attacked by all directions because the unseen forces want to keep you disorientated. They want to keep you thinking differently because they don't want you to awaken. So you can't see, you can't hear. All your senses are being blocked because they don't want you to awaken. When you do awaken, it's not going to be easy, right? Because they're going to try to come at you even harder because they're going to try to still continue to keep you bonded. But when you break free, use Jesus Christ to break free and continue to use Jesus Christ to continue to break free from the bondage. He's the one that's going to assist you. And that's when you're going to know that you are truly somebody, that we are children of God, that we are here for a reason. He just wants us to awaken spiritually because we do have, since we're children of God, it's within us to be able to fight this unseen spiritual warfare that's happening right now. It's our birthright. And it's our birthright to make it into the kingdom of heaven. It's our birthright, brothers and sisters. Don't let nobody else deceive you and tell you anything else. It's kind of like this. Who would you rather have bless you? Would you rather have a priest, a saint, or something that you worship to bless you? Or would you rather have Jesus Christ bless you with a spiritual gift of discernment? The only way that you're going to be able to do that is to go through him, because he's the only one that can bless you. And when he blesses you, that's a lot greater than being blessed by anybody else, because he's the main source. You know, that's why it's important to have a relationship with him. Haunted Taxi Unhaunted, how you doing? But yes, the spiritual battles were real. I run into people every day, brothers and sisters. You just don't know. You know, like I said, it's about spiritual openings, and sometimes it's like this. If you ever go to the areas, I see that somebody say got haunted, taxi unhaunted, an area that's there's activity of haunting, paranormal, superstitious, supernatural things happening in that area. If you go into those areas and you're not spiritual ready, then you're liable to get spiritually attacked. We see this a lot on the shows on TV, where they're screaming, they're acting a certain way, like they're scared, or they start arguing amongst each others, and they're like, hey, man, I don't know what overcame me. I don't know. A lot of those TV shows, they're just there for entertainment. They're not the real deal. They're just there for entertainment and views. If those people were act that way in the areas that I've been, what I've witnessed, they wouldn't be having a show right now. But like I said, what they do is for entertainment. They're not really placing themselves on the line in locations that there's activity like that. They're putting themselves in a position, like I said, it's about the viewership. The viewership's for them, because to them it's just a show. For the people that have them there on their station, the show must go on. It's a show. That's the difference between a show that's acting compared to something that's real, spiritual real. I see a lot of that, and a lot of people, like those kind of shows, they're misleading people. And I really don't watch those shows. I'm not interested in them, because I'm doing other works. The works that I do, I'm capturing images and stuff like that of the unseen forces that are around. They surface up. Even when I have a love foundation and I've prayed to go into an area, I even pray within the area. When I leave the area, they come in numbers. They come in many. But I haven't gone out in a while. Maybe one day I will go back out there. But just right now, it's not the time. I don't feel right now it's the time to me to go into any areas. There was an area I wanted to go investigate. It's the one where I got shoved from the cliff, from the ridge. Ever since I got shoved from the ridge and I was out for about 3-4 months, I haven't gone back to that area because I don't feel that I'm spiritual ready to go into that area because what happened to me. But when the time is right for me to go there and make my spiritual stance against the unseen forces that are there, I will make a spiritual stance when that time comes. And even like that, brothers and sisters, it's not about the areas, because it's unseen forces. They can travel to where you're at spiritually and still be messing with you. So, it's part of the spiritual war. It's a back and forth thing, where it's like nobody's really winning, but you're fighting spiritually and just going back and forth. And that's a lot of the things that I see, where people are going back and forth, pointing fingers, talking bad about somebody, being rude to people, saying bad things about individuals, creating fake accounts of individuals. It's ridiculous. I mean, we should all be united, working together to find answers, to awaken people, right, spiritually. But the going back and forth thing is just ridiculous, But I know, because I've been there, when I've been targeted that way, where somebody says something about you, you're going to say something back. But then that's what it wants. That's what these unseen forces want. They want you to continue to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's just sitting back like this. He's just sitting back like this. Seeing y'all go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Because it's seeing the spiritual openings you're leaving for it to spiritually attack you. And that's exactly what he's doing. And that's why the things keep on going back and forth, constantly. Sometimes we have to ignore negative people. Negative people that come at us in the negative, we have to ignore them by not allowing the negativity they're trying to throw our way to affect our heart. We have to ignore it. Just like when I was in the woods in Elms Grove, and the 6 werewolf / beastly / demonic beings, they had me trapped in the trail. The only option was to go back through the trail that I walked in there. I had to ignore their presence, right, to find my love foundation, which I went into prayer. Even though they were looking at me, I still ignored them. I did not give them the power of fear. I had a bat in my hand, but I dropped the bat because I knew I wasn't going to be able to do nothing against them with the bat that I had looked like a toothpick compared to how big they were. So the only thing that I could do, brothers and sisters, whoever's viewing here, is go into prayer, where that's my safe haven. Go into prayer, into my love foundation. So if I prayed against them, and as I was walking back down the trail, I could hear them say this to me telepathically. They kept on saying, the Holy One, as I was saying the deliverance prayer. What they were doing was like acknowledging the deliverance prayer, and they kept on saying, the Holy One, the Holy One, the Holy One. But in that way, if unclean forces, demonic forces, if Lucifer kneels down to the Heavenly Father, to Jesus Christ, in that nature, we can overcome any enemy through a love foundation. We can overcome our brothers and sisters. Sometimes when I look back into my past, I have a lot of things of my past, what I've done when I was in the military, what I had to do, in which I had to ask God for forgiveness for some of the things that I had to do in order for me to stay alive. I faced a lot of people coming up against me while I was in the military, even before going into combat. So that's been the story of my life since I was a kid all the way up to now. I've overcome trials and tribulations, obstacle after obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, and I continue to overcome obstacles. I just want to be very clear and blunt right now. Doesn't matter how you come at me, I'm not accepting the negativity, because I'm fighting a bigger fight. And so should you be fighting the bigger fight. If you can awaken spiritually, then you know what I'm talking about. I'm just here trying to awaken my brothers and sisters spiritually. I consider everybody my brother and sister spiritually. You know, sometimes there's forces that want destruction. What were the unseen forces want destruction? What would want destruction? Because they want destruction for what? They want destruction. They want fighting. They want division. They want war. So the people that die, right? They won't be able to make it into heaven. That's what they want. They don't want people to awaken spiritually. They want to keep them bonded. They want to keep them subdued. They want them to keep them believing things that they're behind, because that's a spiritual opening for them to continue to bond them. So right now I'm saying to whoever feels that they're bonded in any kind of way, shape, or form, I'm going to say a little prayer right now for everybody. Heavenly Father, at this time I want to pray for all my brothers and sisters. I just praying for all my brothers and sisters. If there's anybody that's being afflicted spiritually, that might be sick, that might feel heaviness upon them, that they cannot sleep well at night, they cannot think straight. At this time, we would like to tie, before I even say that, we're placing spiritual heavenly crosses on everybody from head to toe. We're placing spiritual heavenly crosses on the windows or on the doorways of their homes. At this time, we say we tie, bind, and rebuke any unseen forces, unclean spirits, demonic spirits in Jesus Christ's name. We tie, bind, and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. You're now welcomed. We take authority over you in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Yes, when I talk about extending an olive branch with whoever wants peace, or for people to change their ways, because I don't want to dwell in negativity. I don't want that to affect my heart in any kind of way. I mean it 100%. The feeling of having a love foundation is very important to me. I'm going to continue to do my spiritual works here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters on Facebook, and I'm going to play some material on YouTube channel. I'm gonna play some material, short reels on TikTok under HCS. I don't know what else I'm gonna do yet, but I'm trying to stay limited to Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, because I've seen for the past 2 weeks where Facebook has been coming at me in a negative way, where I can't place stuff in certain people's groups because they're saying that people are reporting my content or that they're flagging me, so I won't be able to post anywhere, which has been happening for about 4 or 5 days already. So I'm going to try to keep my footage, whoever wants to view it, I'm going to try to keep it within the Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, because if people don't want to accept what I have to place, the information I have to place out there, and they're intentionally flagging me just to get me in trouble with Facebook, well, then I don't need to be placing and posting anything there anyways, if those people are doing that. I have a list of groups that did that, and I have the screenshots of the groups. So for whoever tunes into Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, this is where you're going to see the footages and the videos that I place. To also on the groups that I'm admin of or moderator of, I will place If I can place it there, I'm going to place it there also. But yes, that's what I've been. It's nothing new. This strategy was used against me a long time ago, in which, I more or less know who these individuals are. They've been doing this. But I'm going to leave it up to God. It's not going to stop me from doing my spiritual works. But yeah, they're getting, ever since I talked about this, when it started happening, I'm going to tell y'all, I was going to put some information dealing with about the washers, and I had a different name for them that I was going to place some information that I found. As soon as I placed that information out there, within 2-3 seconds, boom, it got erased. And ever since that day, Facebook has been on me like water and rice. Ever since I placed the information of the watchers, is dealing with the name that were called before. Ever since that day that I placed that, all these things started happening. It's kind of like I feel they don't want people to know the truth about what really is going out, what they're really seeing, or what's really making their presence known right now. They don't want people to be awakened spiritually to understand how dangerous of a threat is amongst us. They said that it was misinformation. They said that it's kind of like spam, right? I just don't know why they, within 2-3 seconds, boom, they erased that information. I've seen footage on the YouTube when people are pretending they're seeing some kind of aliens in Florida, but there's no video or recording of any kind of alien or anything like that. They're saying they're coming from a different portal and all this. No recording of anything coming out of a portal. And I seen that on social media or on Facebook, different posts, and it was allowed. I tried to talk about the washers and their real name or a name used by somebody else. And right off the bat, boom, they erase it. And now it's like they don't want me to share any of my information anywhere because they've been keeping an eye on spiritual encrypted encounters because of the information I'm putting out there, the evidence I'm putting out there. They're seeing me as a spiritual threat. So in saying that, Facebook, if you see me as a spiritual threat because I'm doing God's work, Jesus Christ's work, then who are you affiliated with? Who are you affiliated with if you see him as a spiritual threat of the works that I do? Who are you affiliated with? Or it's possible that some of the individuals that work for Facebook, they're working from a different country, that they believe in other things like Allah instead of Jesus Christ. And they're the ones that are blocking me from placing my information out there. Or if some of those people in charge are from China, that's how it could happen. That you get targeted that way because your belief is different than their belief, and they come at you in a negative way. They want to stop you from speaking your truth, right? But yes, that's what I'm going through right now, brothers and sisters. Oh yeah, Brother Anthony. They don't want the truth out. I had to go into my Facebook because a lot of the content that I placed, it's like they kept on taking off the music, taking off this, taking off that. So I had to do request reviews about my information. To fight to keep it on my Facebook. I'll place a screenshot of what they sent me, of what they're saying. The weird thing about it is this: they're telling me that they can limit me to how many posts I place on Facebook, right? but I never got a warning of anything. I never got like a couple of hours suspension. I didn't get anything, you know, a week or 2 weeks, a month. The only thing they're saying is that it's up to them to limit me how much I can post. That's why I'm saying that if you want to see any of my pictures, that's why I'm making the short reels, because I'm being limited right now. So I gotta find a loop around the things that they're limiting me to do. So that's what I've been doing. How you doing, Sister Elizabeth Ann? I place a short reel. No, first to place the photos. I cannot place in a lot of posts, in all the posts that I've normally post. So what I'm doing is creating short reels, and I'm placing in on my own timeline, so people could see that. Instead of placing the pictures, I'm placing the short reels. That's what I'm gonna start doing. But yes, they've been coming at me in a negative way for about say 5-7 days now, where they're trying to limit me, and I didn't get a single warning of anything. I have nothing to do a request review to fight what they're trying to do. The only thing they say that they can limit me to post. This is Facebook doing it, right? Facebook is coming at me in a negative way. Ever since the day that I was going to place the information of the watchers and their other name, which is a known name that the people before us from the tribes used to call them. Ever since that day that I placed that out there, they've been on me. That they don't want me sharing my information to anybody and stuff like that. But you can always find me, like I said, here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, Spiritual Encrypted Encounters on YouTube, and to the couple channels that I'm admin. But even then, in some of these groups that I'm admin or moderator of, they don't want me posting there. It's kind of like they're stopping me from trying to do the works that I'm doing. They're trying to stop me, but it's not going to stop me from doing the works that I do. It's been already, like I said, I never got a warning of anything. They're just doing that, But if not, I'll have to find me a different platform, whether it's Instagram. I'm gonna start doing things on Instagram. If it's kind of like, I noticed that, I don't know if Facebook and YouTube, they don't coexist with it, crisscross with each other well, so they're not allowing information to go back and forth from those two. I don't know. All I know is I've been being targeted by Facebook and trying to tell me, well, that they're limiting me to share certain groups, that it's up to them. That it's up to them. They're not gonna stop me to do what I gotta do. Even if I had to do it through a different platform, or just do it through YouTube. I'm gonna continue to do the work that I do. If I have to use StreamYard, I'll do it. And there's other platforms that I can use to do the works that I do. But anyways, brothers and sisters, how you doing, Sister Gloria Vela? I hope you're doing great. I know the Super Bowl's fixing to come on. I don't think I'm going to watch it, but I just want to say thank you all for those who view my videos. That's been there for me through thick or thin. Thank you all for tuning in, for viewing, showing some likes or subscribing on my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000, so if anybody got a lot of friends, help me out, y'all. Try to get me to 1,000 subscribers. So like that, I'll be able to do a lot of the works through YouTube, because I see Facebook is kind of like the politics are coming in for the elections, It's kind of like they know if you're a Democrat or Republican, right? So they go at you hard if you don't believe in their same philosophies of or agendas. They already got a blacklist on me from a long time ago because they know who I will vote for. So now that the elections are coming, they're going hard on me. They don't want me to interact with people or try to send my point of view of anything, any kind of point of view. So that's why they're coming at me hard, I guess. But anyways, thank y'all for tuning in here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. When I do the lives out there, normally I just do it out of the blue. So I know if people want me to do lives and let them know when I had it in advance, I might do that. But when that happens, I'll try to let y'all know maybe 24 hours in advance or maybe 48 hours, I don't know, in advance when I'm going to go out and investigate. The reason I don't like doing that, brothers and sisters, is because when you go investigate, I want nobody to go into the areas that I'm going to intentionally. That's why I never, when I do a video, go live, I just do it out of the blue. I do it out of the blue, especially a live video. So like that nobody knows that I'm there or nobody knows when I'm going to go to the location. I just show up, But anyways, thank you all for tuning in. God bless you all this beautiful Sunday. And everybody have a beautiful evening. Peace out, everybody.